Hey guys, let's get to another video. In this video, what I'll be demonstrating to you guys is create and manage Azure queue storage, queues and messages using .NET. So we'll use a couple of libraries, which is the .NET Azure core library, storage, common library, storage.queue library, and storage system configuration manager. I'm gonna try avoid using this library on my code, so just cool. Let's get to it. So, like a norm, every time when we start the videos, we create the relevant resources in Azure. We just see uh, this thing is taking forever to delete, but I'm gonna run a couple of commands. I'm gonna say az group create create, and I'm gonna give it a name. Call it st right? Then with location, I'm gonna use by now, West Europe, cool. Resource group created. Then now I want to go and say AZ storage account. Remember, storage queues are part of the storage infrastructure, not the message infrastructure. So I'm gonna say AZ storage account create dash name. I'm assuming this thing needs a name. I'm gonna say my queue storage March here. My queue, my queue now. Let's say, for example, there's this location. I'm gonna create the same as what I did up there. That's that. Oh, then I missed something. What I missed is a resource group, which is the resource group that I created just now. What was it? Created the resource group now. STQ STQ. Cool. What am I missing now? AZ storage account create name. That's my name. Okay. See there's a typo there. Cool. That while that is running, we're gonna jump to code. Cool. What's this? Uh, shouldn't have done that. Okay, that's my queue story resource group. I'm assuming my storage account is still creating. While that is creating, I'm gonna jump to Visual Studio Code. I'm gonna copy this. And what I'm gonna do is on my terminal, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna make directory, and I'm gonna call that uh, stq, right? And then I'm gonna cd into stq. Then once I'm in there, I'm gonna say .net uh, new console, right? That's in this file here. Just gonna do that, paste that there, remove everything in my main, remove all of this code here, add import, cool. And what I'm gonna do is first of all .NET build. That is building my code. That's correct. Then what I'm gonna do here is static string connection string equals to, I'm gonna populate that just now, and I need to create a new object called, okay, cool. I need a couple of packages actually before I do this. uh I'll just tell you now. Okay, cool. Packages that I need is those that I mentioned at the top. So I'm gonna go there and say, what's that command? .NET add package, and I'm gonna say Azure Core. That should install. Then I'm gonna say that Azure Storage common. Right. Once that's done, I'm gonna install my .NET Storage queue. Plural. Cool. Package is installed successfully. Here, let's try refresh. That's my storage account. Then there's queues. I haven't created a queue. Okay, cool. Before I jump too much, let me just do that. I'm gonna say .NET dot .NET dot. Okay, cool. The build is run successfully. Then I need to then using the connection string say I want to create this line of code. Therefore, I will want to create a static string and call it q name equals to that for now. That's going to create that line for me. Right. I'll just put the thing in there. And in here, in my main, I'll prefer this code being in main as well. Doesn't make a huge difference. Then I need to do that. Okay. Doing this in type. Use implicit type. Okay. I want to do an import. Okay. So what I'll do here is I'll just add my using that. I'll add the using that. And finally add this using that. Right. Then I'm gonna say .NET dot node. That's my .NET dot. There's a couple of errors. Type command does not exist in namespace storage. But I install that package. Didn't I? .NET package is that storage command. Okay, cool. Let's try to do that without those imports. Let's see. .NET build. Oh, let's see changes. Add .NET build. The type queue could not be found. Let's try to do that. Using that. Cool. Everything looks to be set. Then what I'm gonna do here is once my code is built, I just want to get the connection strings and the queue name, right? So going to Azure, that's my thingy. If I go there, I say queues, create a new queue, my new queue, with that name. The queue is being created. While that is taking its precious time, what I'm gonna do is put that queue name there. And I'm gonna show you guys how to get the connection string. Connection string, that's part of security. Let's see, overview, access keys, connection string. There it is, connection string. That's that. So I'm gonna use this one, the primary one, and I'm gonna paste it on my code. Don't worry about that. It's going to be deleted before you see this video. Cool. And that's my queue. My queue currently no results, right? Then they say add a message manually. I'm not gonna do that. We're gonna add the message automatically. Okay, so based on that, there's a certain line of code that you need to run. Once you have a queue client, you can run this code. Creative not exist. I created the queue myself, so we don't create it essentially. So if I change this name, I say Q2, my Q2. Okay, let me say my Q, right? If I do a .NET build of that, and I do a .NET run, it should create this queue temp essentially, right? That's that. Let's not also go right line done, right? Then what I'm expecting is if I go to the portal and say I want to go to that storage account, and I click on queues, I should see two. That's my new thing, but I'm not gonna use that, so I'm gonna delete it now. Because I don't want to create it because I created one already. Cool. Then once that is created, we need to what do you call do a check. Basically, it creates that. Yeah, on this code, I'm sending a message, that I'm sending a message there. If you look at my message object, it's not defined now. If I say .NET build, it should break. Oh, where's my message? I don't see anywhere where. Okay, why? This is interesting. Okay, cool. Anyways, let's save this. Let's save .NET build. Yeah, should break. That's what I was expecting. Then I'll say var message is equal to hello world as Q message. Right? That's that. Then I'm gonna run a .NET build. I run a .NET run. This should add this message to my queue. Right? Currently, my queue did not have a message. This is my queue. See there's a message. So if you wanted, because I didn't show you guys this thing, I'll just go back to my code and say message cool build run. Cool. If you look at that and we do a refresh, you'll see another message. There's the message. Cool. You can create a message manually here. Manual message. Manual message. And you can set you say never expire, and all of those. There's my message. There's that. Expiration time. You see, there's expiration time by default. I think it's 7 days or so. So not a big. Then after doing that, what I could do is go back to my code. My code. This should be my code. This was creating a message, so I'm not gonna create that. I am going to actually do something cool and pick messages. So pick messages basically gives me that. Then pick messages. So here is pick message, is you can look at the messages on the queue without deleting them. Then I can have for each MSG thing, pick messages, console.write line. I'm just gonna click MSG there, right? So they say by default it does one, unless if you what do you call? Unless if you specify cannot, okay, message could not be found. So I think pick message is sitting in the library that gave us issues for some weird reason. That if it doesn't want to do that, I need to go first. I can choose the above one. Okay, cool. I'm not gonna do that because it is giving me some sort of a hassle. But basically, that's the code to keep the messages in the queue. Then what I'm going to do is change the content of message in a queue. So this works with check if usually they use this. Check if queue exists. If queue exists, do something with it. So message 0.id, change content, right? That's that. Cool. Let's run a .NET run. Code field. Cannot explicitly convert. Okay. Using that. Cool. So one of my messages should have changed there. Go to my queue and refresh. One of this should say, okay. Looks like one of the messages was deleted. Okay. I update message. Okay. So this makes the message invisible for 60 seconds. Right. I'm gonna do the same here and say one. Right. Then do a .NET run again. So that's that. So I took two messages out of the queue essentially. So cool. Once that code is ran, I'm gonna close comment out that code, and now we're gonna what do you call? We're gonna receive a message from a queue essentially, right? That's that. That gonna call that queueline.receive message. Then on received message, it's gonna return a list of messages. Then it's gonna put message.text there. Then after that, it will delete the message from the queue. So this is typically what you do. This could be any other process essentially, right? That's not what I wanted to do. This is what. See that updated content message is back. Okay, cool. Then here, what I'm gonna do is run my code there that tells me the content of the message. Right. See, that's the queue message done. Why does it not do this? Console right. Or the queued message, that's the message text. Then it puts that, receive pop. Okay, cool. So here, because I had 3 messages, I'm expecting to see one. What's that? That, if I refresh, yep. And what I'll do is go back to my app, rerun it again to delete another one. Then, yeah, that's cool. Right. Refresh. Then the message is gone from the queue. Then, cool. We saw how to process a message and dequeue it. Then the next part is checking the length of the queue. So this is important. Maybe whatever reason you wanted to know how many times to process the messages or all of that, or you wanted to post a status of some sort, this is that. And this will write the number of messages in the queue. We expect one, right? Then what I'll do is just add a message, manual message, then add another message, message two. I expect my code similar to what we have on this line of code where it says one. I expect to see three. And voila, that's what we have there. Then you can actually delete the queue. Remember, we could create a queue using code on this particular part here. We were creating a code. I think I deleted that code, but yeah, anyways, that's that. So this is how to delete the queue. You can delete the queue programmatically. That So that's cute line delete, right? Because cute line, remember, you created it with a queue name when you were instantiating here. So that's what it will use, or that's how you will know how to, or which queue to delete. Before I run that, that's my queue, right? With three messages, then I am going to have that. I'm going to do that and finally run my application. As soon as we see done, we know that things have changed in Azure. If I do a refresh, it should complain to me and say, what are you doing? Actually, yeah, there it is. Queue gone, basically. If I go home, that resource group, that storage account, and go to queues, there's no more queues. Cool. That's how to work with queues on .NET.